Beyonce telling me to kill it. That'd be huge now. If I could open up to Beyonce now. You switch it around, you know? But yeah, that's always definitely something fun to look back. If I get to deal with you and chill for 5 minutes and exchange a little, you know, your music's amazing, thank you for doing what you do, and maybe we can get together and do something, I mean, that's always incredible. It's 25, 26 years later, and, you know what I mean, I still haven't been paid a check for my records.
I know, so, Babyface was Big Red. I told
we gotta work some things out.
Y'all know how the Bayhive always goes wild for Beyonce and Jay-Z, calling them the ultimate blueprint couple. But what if I told you that Jay-Z wasn't even the first choice? In fact, he allegedly wasn't even the first one to set his sights on Beyoncé. That spot, according to some, belongs to none other than John B. Yes, that John B., the smooth-voiced R&B heartthrob of the 90s who gave us classics like They Don't Know and Someone to Love. See, JB wasn't playing about Beyoncé, and word is he had his eyes on her way before Jay-Z came into the picture. But Jay wasn't about to let anybody else, especially John B., claim that top spot. According to rumors, Jay-Z played the long game and eventually swooped in, locking things down with Beyoncé. And when John B. started reminiscing a little too openly about his past with her, Jay allegedly made sure he was silenced, completely blacklisted from the industry. Now, John B. is starting to speak up again, and some folks are surprised, like, who? Yeah, the blacklisting might have worked. A little too well. It all started when an old interview resurfaced where John B. made some eyebrow-raising comments about Beyoncé from back in the day. This was the late 90s. Destiny's Child was still on the rise, and John B. was one of the hottest names in R&B. They toured together, hung out together, and apparently, he was paying a whole lot of attention to young Beyoncé, who was just 16 at the time. In the interview, he casually recalled touring with them and admitted, with a nervous laugh and a little finger-pointing, that he was definitely looking at her like, whew. Needless to say, people were not feeling that.
If you think about it, with Beyonce in the beginning of her career, so I was looking at a little 16, 17-year-old Beyonce, just like, you know, like, I'm sorry, but because I'm a grown man at the time, it's kind of wrong, but you know, you already know.
And y'all, it got worse because there are even rumors that Jagged Edge allegedly forced themselves towards Beyonce while she was still a teen. Now, nothing officially had ever been proven, but people have connected some very uncomfortable dots.
I mean, this is a type of exposure that these ladies had at a very, very early age.
Y'all, it got even worse. There are rumors that the group Jagged Edge may have acted inappropriately toward Beyoncé when she was still a teenager. Nothing has ever been officially proven, but some people have started putting together pieces. That raised a lot of concern. The situation makes a lot of fans feel uneasy, and even though the details aren't clear, it's a reminder of how complicated and uncomfortable things might have been behind the scenes back then.
Oh, I gotta ask. I mean, a lot of people think, yes, these two are together. What's going on?
But you know who else wasn't too happy about all this? Mr. Jay-Z, that's who. According to whispers in the industry, Jay allegedly made sure John B. disappeared from the mainstream scene. And let's be real for a second. Some of y'all probably had to Google John B. before even clicking on this video, and that alone says a lot. Because back in the day, John B., aka Mr. White Chocolate, was everywhere. His songs were all over the radio. He was collaborating with legends like Tupac, and he had a loyal fan base that truly rocked with him. But now, it's like he vanished into thin air. No major celebrity appearances, no big industry backing, and no real comeback like many other R&B stars from his era. And if the rumors are true, Jay-Z might have had a hand in making sure that comeback never happened.
Married now 17 years.
Yes.
Oh my God. Oh, look. Your daughters are now 16 and 9.
Yeah, 10. Actually, she's 10
Oh,
now.
she's 10 now.
Well, some insiders claim that Jay-Z pulled strings behind the scenes to make sure John B. didn't get the support he needed to stay relevant. If that's true, it seems like Jay was determined to be the only one standing next to Beyoncé at the top. But here's the wild part. Some people are now calling Jay-Z a hypocrite for allegedly going after John B. Why? Because Jay himself was reportedly involved with Beyoncé when she was still a teen. Let's not forget, there's been years of speculation about when Jay-Z and Beyoncé actually got together. Officially, they say she was 19, but some folks are convinced it happened earlier. And if that's the case, then how is John B's situation any different? That's exactly what has people giving this whole thing the side eye. If Jay was really so bothered by an older man being interested in a young Beyoncé, why would he allegedly do the same thing?
Yes, now
John B, shut up, man.
Nah.
John B.
No, they still
John
have to
B,
pay.
I will walk out of this room.
No,
Why do
they
you think
still-
he lying?
They still have to pay.
That sounds believable.
Every record?
That sounds believable.
Every record, bro.
Nah, there's some type of check.
No, I get checks because I do shows.
Most people can't even name anyone Beyoncé dated before Jay-Z. Heck, the only widely seen photo of her with another man is her prom picture. And that's not by accident. If there's one thing Jay-Z has always done well, it's controlling the narrative. Beyoncé has been with Jay-Z for so long that folks tend to forget she actually had a dating life before him. But let's be real, Jay-Z made sure those past relationships stayed far out of the spotlight. The one name that's publicly known is Lyndall Locke, Beyoncé's reported high school sweetheart. They were together for years, and he's even done interviews about how their relationship ended. Though he came off a little zesty, he claimed that as Beyoncé's career took off, their relationship slowly faded. Not some big dramatic breakup, just two people growing apart. Outside of Lyndall, Beyoncé's name has been linked to a few other industry men, some confirmed, some rumored, including Marcus Houston, who has a history of dating young, Mos Def, Sisqó, Sean Paul, and even Justin Timberlake. Yep, another white R&B artist who, like John B, seemed to fall off in a very similar way. That's why people are giving Jay-Z the side eye when it comes to John B. Ever since that old interview clip resurfaced, John's been dragged online, called a creep, a weirdo, and straight up inappropriate. And in today's climate, with everything we now know about how women are treated in the industry, people aren't letting that kind of thing slide anymore. Some even believe that particular interview is what pushed Jay-Z to finally shut John B down for good. But if you think Jay allegedly blacklisting John B was the worst of it, nah, that was just step one. John B has been through a lot in this industry, way more than most people realize. That's where I come in, because we're not just talking about how folks side-eyed him back in the day for putting black women front and center in his music videos. Yeah, that was a whole thing. The industry wasn't feeling a white boy giving black women that kind of shine, let alone marrying one. But trust me, there's way more to this story.
I get paid for my records.
No publishing, nothing?
I mean, it's not what it needs to be. You know what I mean? It's not right. None of that. It was more of like in the fine lines.
Oh.
The fine print as a
the
young
fine
man.
print, like, oh, well, in order for you to get paid, we have to recoup these other artists that we signed.
One of the biggest bombshells in all of this, y'all, is that John B himself revealed he's never been paid for his own music. That's right, no royalties, no fat checks, nothing. And here's the wild part. It's allegedly Jay-Z who was behind all of that too. In a shocking interview on the Joe Budden podcast, John B dropped the truth, saying he had never received a single check for his records. And when I say Joe Budden was shook, he was literally ready to walk out of the room. The look on his face said it all. No one expected that kind of confession, especially from an artist who was once all over the charts.
I remember leaving there feeling like, oh man, I'm about to go talk to Babyface, and really the rest was history. When I walked through the door, it was kind of like evident, okay, we need to be working.
John B explained that most of his income doesn't even come from his hit songs. It comes from performing live shows. So all those classics like Someone to Love, They Don't Know, Are You Still Down? Yeah, he's never been paid a dime for any of them. Why? According to John B, it's because he was locked into a terrible record deal. But here's the twist. Some people believe that the label kept him stuck in that bad deal on purpose. And, allegedly, Jay-Z may have played a role in making sure John B. stayed trapped and unpaid. The idea that someone of his talent and catalog never saw proper compensation is wild. And if the rumors are true, it wasn't just bad luck. It was a calculated move.
You talk about shit. No, but no, it does get sampled every year.
Sure.
You know, by someone. Last year was Gunna and Chloe Bailey.
That's right.
They put that Ratchet record out that I couldn't stand.
Well, John B. admitted that it was the fine print in his record deal that really got him caught up. And even now, he's still trying to fix it. But here's where things get wild. Allegedly, John B. owns 100% of his music. So, in theory, he should at least be getting a major cut from publishing rights, right? But nope. While he's getting some money, it's nowhere near what it should be. And here's a thought. How many babyface artists do you know that wrote all their own music? Because, let's be honest, Babyface is known for writing the hits himself. So drop a comment. Do you think John B. wrote his own songs, or was Babyface behind the pen? Either way, this is where it all starts to get real messy. This type of situation is exactly what powerful players in the music industry are known for. Getting artists caught in bad deals is nothing new. But when an artist gets completely erased from the scene, it usually means someone very powerful made sure of it. And in this case, all fingers point to Jay-Z. But things went from bad to worse in 2015 when John B. got hit with a federal lawsuit from his former management company, GSM Entertainment Marketing. After signing a contract with them in September 2015, they booked him a full concert tour, Chicago, London, and more. Fans were showing love, and it looked like a solid comeback. But then, the drama started. GSM claimed that John B. straight up refused to pay them for their work. According to them, he owed over $30,000 in commissions, plus $100,000 in recording fees. Let's talk about it in my Starlit News channel video on comments, and smash that like button and subscribe. Thanks for watching.